okay. Off your mic is okay. She off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we not talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This man not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Aha. Now you muna don't hear all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we loud, oh yo. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun diary politico. Maiyegun diary Godfatherism. Kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary.
Share this broadcast, invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun today, yes.
Ani esuraki.
Maiyegun today.
Maiyegun today. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀súnràkì.
Maiyegun today.
If you read the caption of the broadcast, I have a few things I'm going to share with you again tonight. And I think we should start from the statement of Shettima, where Shettima said in one of the moments when truth been said, but you could be, or your attention could be diverted from it, but you should never lose your gaze on the truth. The truth here is that when Shettima speak, please listen. Oh, don't laugh. Oh, don't call him whatever you probably want to call him. Just listen and pay attention to the message in them. Now, the last time he said that his boss, Tinubu, when they become the Presidiot and Vice Presidiot of Nigeria, that he will be handling the security, Vice President. But I mean, Tinubu will be handling economy, just like a turntable. So people who actually understood that, they fired back. Really? Is that the plan? To turn, whatever. The new one he just said is that Nigerians, you, one Nigerianist, though, I'm talking to you, Nigerians, that you deserve a Presidiot like, that is ruthless, like Abacha, Sani Abacha, and very, very committed. I don't know what Buhari is committed to, but very, very committed, like Buhari. I have said it many times on Maiyegun's Diary Political that if you check Nigeria very well, it is not really that hard to understand the diverse biases among different people in Nigeria, especially if they are one Nigerianist for real. Now, one thing is that in Nigeria, yeah, no matter what things you have heard about Nigeria, okay, or all this sad news you've heard, in Nigeria, Nigerians don't hate those things per se. They just don't like them if those things, okay, let me put it this way. When you talk about corruption, when you talk about corrupt criminals in charge of, criminals who have amassed their wealth in a very, very questionable way and all that, in Nigeria, every bad thing that you see them support is because they don't really hate those things. Okay? If you talk about corruption, right? They don't really hate that corruption per se. They just don't like it if they are not the ones benefiting from that corruption. Therefore, if you meet Nigerians and if you have been in their spaces very well, you will realize that they love their criminals, their oppressors, be it religious or be it political or be it tribal, whatever it is. So they love their criminals differently. You can pick a space for yourself, whichever place you belong to. So Shettima said, for Nigerians to be disciplined, they need a Presidiot like that is ruthless, like Abacha. Abacha was a thief, a kleptomaniac, a murderer, a genocidist himself, a top terrorist. That if you can say, if terrorism is not being rewarded in Nigeria, Abacha will be in that book. But if Abacha was to be alive, it will be in the category of Babangida, Abdul Salami. They will call him elder statesman. Nobody will touch all the money they are returning today. But guess what? As worse as you can see Abacha was, listen to me, he is a role model to the likes of Shettima and maybe millions like that in northern Nigeria. So when you are condemning Abacha, speaking blah, 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 you better watch your mouth, because your best pals in your charade called election may actually be a hero worshipper of Abacha. Now, let me just bring something back, a memory, a character, Abacha, that you probably will need in charge of Nigeria. Then you need the commitment of Buhari. We'll come back to that one. Abacha, the day Abacha took over government of Nigeria, just a reminder.
Sequel to the resignation of the former head of the interim national government and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Chief Ernest Shonekan, and my subsequent appointment as Head of State and Commander-in-Chief, I have had extensive consultations within the Armed Forces hierarchy and other well-meaning Nigerians in a bid to find solutions to the various political, economic, and social problems which have engulfed our beloved country and which have made life most difficult to the ordinary citizens of this nation. Chief Ernest Shonekan took over as Head of State and Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces at the most trying time in the history of our country. Politically, economically, and socially, there were lots of uncertainties. Things appeared bleak, and the atmosphere was heavy with uncertainties. However, driven by the belief in himself, his countrymen, and love for his country, he accepted to face the challenges of our time. I will therefore like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to him for his selfless service to the nation. He showed great courage at taking on the daunting task of heading the interim national government, even a greater courage to know when to leave. Many have expressed fears about the apparent return of the military. Many have talked about the concern of the international community. However, under the present circumstances, the survival of our beloved country is far above any other consideration. Nigeria is the only country we have. We must therefore solve our problems ourselves. We must lay a very solid foundation for the growth of true democracy. We should avoid any ad hoc or temporary solutions. The problems must be addressed firmly, objectively, decisively, and with all sincerity of purpose. Consequently, the following decisions come into immediate effect. The interim national government is hereby dissolved. The national and state assemblies are also dissolved. The state executive councils are dissolved. The brigade commanders are to take over from the governors in their states until administrators are appointed. Where there are no brigade commanders, the commissioners of police in the states are to take over. All local governments stand dissolved. The directors of personnel are to take over the administration of the local governments until administrators are appointed. The National Electoral Commission is hereby dissolved. All former secretaries to federal ministries are to hand over to their director generals until ministers are appointed. The two political parties are hereby dissolved. All processions, political meetings, and associations of any type in any part of the country are hereby banned. Any consultative committee, by whatever name called, is hereby proscribed. Decree 61 of 1993 is hereby abrogated. A provisional ruling council is hereby established. It will comprise the head of state, commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as chairman, the chief of general staff as vice chairman, the honorable minister of defense, the chief of defense staff, service chiefs, the inspector general of police, the attorney general and minister of justice, the internal affairs minister, the foreign affairs minister, and the national security advisor. Legislative powers will reside in the council. States will be governed by civilian administrators to be appointed later. Also, a federal executive council will be put in place. Our security system will be enhanced to ensure that lives of citizens, property of individuals are protected and preserved. Drugs trafficking and other economic crimes such as 419 must be tackled and eliminated. On the current strikes throughout the nation, following the increase in the price of fuel, I appeal to all the trade unions to return to work immediately. We cannot afford further dislocation and destruction of our economy. On the closed media houses, government is hereby lifting the order of proscription with immediate effect. We, however, appeal to the media houses that in this spirit of national reconciliation, we should show more restraint and build a united and peaceful Nigeria. Fellow Nigerians, the events of the past month, starting from the annulment of the June 12 presidential election, culminating in the appointment of the former head of state, Chief Anas Shanekan, are well known to you. The economic downturn has undoubtedly been aggravated by the ongoing political crisis. We require well thought out and permanent solution to these problems if we are to emerge stronger from them. Consequently, a constitutional conference with full constitutional powers will be established soon to determine the future constitutional structure of Nigeria. The Constitutional Conference will also recommend the method of forming parties, which will lead to the ultimate recognition of political parties formed by the people. While the conference is on, the reorganization and reform of the following major institutions will be carried out: the military, the police, the customs, the judiciary, NITEL, NNPC, NEPA, the banking industry, and our higher institutions of learning. This regime will be firm, humane, and decisive. We will not condone nor tolerate any act of indiscipline. Any attempt to test our will be decisively dealt with. For the international community, we ask that you suspend judgment while we grapple with the onerous task of nation building, reconciliation.
Abacha. That was what many millions of people woke up to. When was that again? Was it November or December? Okay, I think it was November 1993. Was it? I don't even remember. But who cares anyway? Everybody woke up to that martial sound, gang, 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 and this guy popped up on our screens. We were so small then. Fast forward to after that speech, fast forward to 10 years later, 2003, they started recovering the stolen money from that man. After that speech, tens of thousands of people disappeared. They were never found. Dead, missing, what they never found. When they opened up different prisons all over Nigeria, more than 20,000 people, including journalists, some of them forgotten. They were picked up. There was no social media then. They were picked up for whatever this, including people who just had conversation in the corner of their streets. They would just be waylaid, boom, disappeared. Many people gone missing. Many people disappeared to exile. In fact, it was because of this man, Abacha, that Tinubu became a friend of the Nadeco. They started Nadeco because of that man. And they were called, I think they were called the National Democratic Coalition, championed by the Yorubas and the Midwesterns then, Kokori and Co. Tinubu joined in exile to continue to pressure the rest of the world. Why Abacha? But guess what? Now they are telling you that, don't worry, you are going to have Abacha, Buhari in one. That was one of the things Tinubu did. That, you see, for those who have what Yoruba call our arujinle, uripipe, those of you who have uripipe, and for those of you who have what do you call it, Torinyope, but arujinle, this is where it comes from. The characters that ensured that the terrorism of Abacha were felt more by the Yorubas at the time. One of them, the prominent among them was Buhari. In fact, it was one of the reasons why Tinubu continued to disparage Buhari until 2012, when they started building alliance to form this unholy union that they called APC, Egbekegbe. The people that jailed Yoruba political leaders at the time, jailed the Yorubas, exiled many of them, killed as many as possible, and at the same time, because of his own greed and selfishness, he became friend with them to bring them back to power. That was what brought Buhari back. So once Buhari came back, all Abacha's henchmen, they came back. And today, Abacha is a role model. So let's put it this way: Abacha's role model, or somebody who sees Abacha as a role model, is going to be your vice presidiot. There's something I posted on Maiyegun's diary political this afternoon. And then underneath it, I was like, Omo, there was this guy. That guy looked so much like Peter Obi, right? And I was like, Omo, no way. Well, I'm seeing that for the first time. There are people who probably have seen that many times. So then I dropped a comment. I said, Omo, if Peter Obi was the Presidiot of Nigeria, and they need the body double, like Americans, we they watch American movies and others, about the body double, so that when the world leader or president, if you don't want the president to be everywhere and all that, you can have a body double that's just going to represent and all that stuff, yeah? So I was like, Omo, if Peter Obi happened to be the Presidiot of Nigeria, that guy don't get job for the next, how many years? 4 years or 8 years, Abi? As a double, Guess what? From nowhere, typical Nigerians who have been coming here on Maiyegun's diary political, who have been laughing, doing ha 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 when I say Tinubu, when I say Buhari, when I talk about these rogues. And I've told you many times, if you are a one Nigerianist, I don't have much against you. In fact, I don't really have anything against you other than I know wherever you choose, wherever you decide, eventually it's not going to be, the consequences of that is not limited to you, okay? So I'm not really your friend, okay? However, on this platform, usually, when I am talking about APC, Egbekegbe, you will see these people destroying people, the articulated morons. They will be doing ka. Then, 3 months ago, Obi surfaced and it started shaking everywhere. Guess what? Now, just before them, when I'm talking about the Atifku and their gang, you will see the Kolu, Lagos Abobakus. They will be doing ka. They love it. But you see, because we now know who they are, and in category APC, PDP, right? And then Obi. So when I'm talking about these two, many of you, obedient, Abi, you are doing ka here. Do you really think I am actually into any of you at all? I am not. No, I'm not. I can see through the charade, which I preach against. You know that. But one thing I love about you is that I have put everyone in different category, and I'll tell you tonight. I said Presidiot, you they run mad. You they go gaga, they go crazy. I'll tell you why I am not really interested in Obi much when we talk about those who have destroyed Nigeria, okay? If we want to be fair, which I am always trying in my own way to be, but I don't want to be politically correct, okay? Now, currently, put it this way, before APC, Egbekegbe came, PDP gave birth to APC, Egbekegbe. They are intertwined. So there's nothing you can say to anyone who has sense, right? That will make them say, oh, I will prefer this. No. If you get sense, you rather stay off, right? Now, then APC, Egbekegbe came. When APC, Egbekegbe came, they made the problem of Nigeria worse. That's a fact, right? And while they were doing it, people destroying people, they were waiting in the wing, right? Because they can't really go after them because they made APC. They are the same, Abi. So I decided that, okay, if you have any problem going on right now, anybody will get sense, you don't have to put that responsibility of solving Nigeria problem on anybody's table right now than the criminals who are there right now getting paid and they are killing people thinking they are doing the best job. Now the responsibility is on them, that's. But it is a shared responsibility. Without the people destroying people who laid the foundation for this, for the nourishment of this fraud, right? There will be no APC to build on that. Okay? Now you see Obi on his own. I am a Yoruba man. It will be so unjust. And in fact, it will be unfair when people are saying Obi this, Obi that. When I know that for the past 23 years, nobody, no Igbo man or Igbo woman, whether Igbo governor or Igbo senator or Igbo anything, has contributed to the backwardness and the slow development that we are witnessing in Yoruba land today. If there is anyone to condemn Obi for anything, in all genuinity, without projecting your own fear and your madness that you probably just share among yourself. You are not sharing your madness this time, projecting your madness on people, right? If you are not an Igbo man from Anambra, where Obi supervised the affair of millions of people in that place. If you are from that place, if you say Obi is this, is that, Baba, you are right. To me, I'm a Yoruba man, okay? From 1999, all of the governors who have been governors in Yoruba land, they have been Yorubas. All of the House of Representative members who represented Yoruba land since 1999 to date, they have been Yorubas. All of the state assemblies pata in Yoruba land since 1999 to date, they have been Yorubas. Okay? All of those who have become ministers representing Yoruba land in Abuja, they have been Yorubas. All those who have been, what else again? So if I have people to blame for anything that is happening to me, as somebody from that part of Nigeria, I know those to point my fingers at. Obi is not one of them. Do you get that now? But do you see where Tinubu is one of them? Tinubu did not entrench a criminal cabal that has, destroyed that Lagos that you're seeing, right? Destroyed beyond anything. And they are even bragging in that shamelessness, Abi. They have extended that same ideology all over Yoruba land. Look at us. From 1999, they have been writing budgets in Yoruba land. Guess who are those who are writing the budget? Yorubas. So that is why I said, now if you have to put it in category by category, you can say APC, Egbekegbe, that has destroyed the economy of Nigeria, destroyed the security architecture of Nigeria, destroyed what else again? Destroy the value, the morality of Nigerians. And Pabambari, now legalized corruption in a way you have never seen before. And right before our eyes, there are people who are bragging that, yes, we did it in 2015. We did it in 2019. So if anybody wants me to be afraid of anyone, I will be afraid of those who have a chance to make my life and the life of everyone in Yoruba land better. But they choose to make their own lives, and the lives of their cronies better. So when they talk about joblessness in Yoruba land today, in Nigeria today, when they are sharing the ratio, we in Yoruba land, we have a army of jobless graduates, unemployable graduates in Yoruba land, courtesy of the rulers and the controllers of a Yoruba land, right? So when it now comes to the people destroying people, like I said before, you can't really blame them for the failure now, but you cannot also spare them of the blame, knowing their history. Because in both sides, where Atifku and others have played, their roles at the national level has contributed to what we are now living today as a people. The divided, vile, hateful Nigeria. That's the truth. So when you are now like Obi, so you see where Obi now came third in the category of people that somebody like me can warn you about. Here is my own warning about Obi, and I've said this many times. Whatever he says, whatever he tells you, you can believe whatever you want to believe, okay? None of them is real. None of them is possible, because now you can dream somehow of I can make Nigeria this or that. That is impossible, because the only way to make Nigeria anything better at all is to respect the territorial integrity of the nations that make up Nigeria. Once you respect that and let people develop according to their own pace, if there's nothing, no template, no workbook for that, anything anybody tells you is just same thing. Politicians, all talks, no action. So Obi is not a big deal to me. In fact, when I see many of them running mad because of you obedience, I kind of feel joy. Because you see, who help us kind of traumatize them? Who help us continue to give them the violence that they believe that they are in control of? You. But that doesn't make me in any way suddenly started believing that we are all looking for the same thing. I'm not with you. Okay? I can tell there are good things that can be associated with Obi's compared to others. Fine. But in my own book, you obedient, and Obi, you want to keep Nigeria together, Abi, and you, with that idea, you want to build and make everybody live in harmony, Abi. But when they ask you how, explain, you are mostly not even capable to explain how. Because some of you, once you begin to try to make that explanation, you are going to begin to hit the truth that whatever you are planning is never going to work. Okay? Just enjoy the moment. And when I say Presidiot of Nigeria, listen to me very well. I am not referring to PDP, APC only. I am referring to anyone from anywhere that become the Presidiot of Nigeria. There are two lines. I mean, there are just two words in a sentence. Presidiot, Nigeria. And if that offends you, now you know that I am not actually, when you see me post about, Obi, I've said that many times, when you see me post about Obi, post about this or that, it is just to continue to gauge your different emotional reactions, which are sort of, they are becoming overwhelming these days. But the point here is this, okay? You can continue to be their nemesis, right? But in my book, whoever become the president of Nigeria, in my book, under whatever arrangement that they are pushing, is a Presidiot to you, Nigerians. And like I said, you love your oppressors differently, and you can defend them as much as you want. But on this platform, our own stand is not different. I mean, it's not changing. It is the fact that yes, everybody knows Nigeria, I believe, but not everybody is being truthful and honest with the way they indeed analyze Nigeria. Nobody wants to be honest. You are abused. Somebody came there and said that Maiyegun, explain yourself. Why did you say Obi will be a Presidiot? I was like, explain myself to who? Then another one came and said that I don't even know why I'm sharing a country with this madman. I said, okay, thank you. I thought this guy has sense. I was like, oh, then you haven't met other people who felt like I didn't have sense because I am talking about the roguish leaders that sometimes, because it didn't affect you, you are doing ha there all the time. I am not your friend that way. If you are a one Nigerianist, do what you think is right. Whatever you arrive at, now all of us go share them. That is certain. So you are not doing me anything good. You are not. I mean, the other popular thing you do say is that you are trying to rescue Nigeria. Nobody can rescue Nigeria. At the time, you are going to realize that you're going to stop lying to yourselves, okay? And I hope that you're going to do that soon as well. So you have terrorists, that the monsters that they have created, and today, the monsters, the consequences, which is something we can even pick from that Lagos as well, where the same people that are always going to want to replace or exchange their own life for the lives of the crook who don't even value any one of them's existence in any way. But when they finally get trapped, that's one of the hypocrisy I'm actually talking about. That, when things are not happening to people, then they are not happening. They are like, well, they deserve it or something like that. When people get exploited or extorted by the criminal police and that, or people get killed, then you realize that some people will come on and say, well, maybe they deserve it, who knows, and all that, yeah? But that is what they have created. The type of roguish criminals that you have emotionally given power to, that's what they have created. And you are going to continue to be the victim of the consequences of those actions, I would say. Because I was just, it was 2 days ago, was it? And they said that they were auctioning people's cars, impounded cars. And that actually got the interest of the people all over the world. Like, hello, what's going on? Traffic offense in Lagos, the mega city. So, traffic offense, they impounded your cars. And sometimes they send you to jail. Okay. And then they sold off the cars in an open, fraudulent way, very questionable way. And many, many people are saying that's how they feel like they will fix Nigeria. Remember, that was how Buhari, they said Buhari was coming to fight corruption. The knee-jerk idea that can only happen in places like slave camps, concentration camps, and in Nigeria. I mean, laws are made, yeah, by men, for men. Not that, not meant for the law. Now, let me explain something to you. Traffic offense is a very, very serious offense. And none of this requires them selling off your property. None at all. Do you get that? In most cases, people have to forfeit their cars. You know why? Because whenever they impound your car until you pay your fine or until it is released. In fact, let me put it this way. In Lagos State, where probably 80% of the people living there are suffering from one mental illness or another. And this is due to pressure, depression, and the hard way, even the congestion that they actually have to experience every day of their lives. They are suffering from one mental illness to another. If you are living in Lagos, even they themselves will tell you, if you no get madness, you know if you live here. It's true. So they made laws like mad people too, right? So once you drive against traffic, okay, or you drive into one-way road, yeah, you are automatically going to get arrested, right? You're going to get tried in a mobile court where they have a truck with one Georgie. They put that one inside the van, okay? So they will take you towards him or her, and then they will be like, your charges is this, okay? And you need to go and pay that. Before I left Nigeria, part of their law said you have to go and do mental check if you are caught driving against traffic in order to discourage people from. But that sounds like, well, that's so straightforward. Here is what the law said then. If you are caught driving against traffic or you are parking where you are not supposed to park, you are going to be charged 25,000 naira. If I'm still right, yeah? That was what their law said. Now, you know what they are doing? If you have law to catch road offenders, it's because primarily it should be because you care for the safety of the lives of, the safety of the pedestrians The people that are actually like cyclists, people who are like, walking, and other road users. That is why they implement road laws, traffic laws all over the world. Okay. So which means in order to help everyone using the road, you have to give a very clear road markings and signs at very strategic places that are so visible. Do you know that? That's part of the law. In Nigeria, they make the laws not because they want to save the life of anybody, but because they want to make money from it. A corrupt system. So where there are supposed to be one way, yeah, they will remove the sign that says one way. Then they will now put their LASTMA. Are they called LASTMA? LASTMA, Lagos State Traffic Management, I don't know, LASTMA, Abi? So they will now hide in different corners inside shops, waiting for any stray car or vehicle. So when they grab you, then you know what the rest is, Abi? You can't tell them there is no road sign here. There is none here. No. You will follow them. Okay? Then that billing will start all over the world. If you are watching me from Lagos, let me tell you something. Okay? All over the world, traffic laws are put together to save the lives of road users, not to make money. Primarily, not to make money. Okay? Therefore, after marking the roads clearly, putting all of the safety shoulders where they are supposed to be on the motorways, ensuring that the motorways are indeed the motorways, the roads are motorable themselves, Abi. In some places, to monitor speed, they have to put speed cameras. They don't need anybody to be hiding inside shop to arrest vehicles, no. Because starting from a system that works, starting from when you register as a driver, to the day you actually pick up a vehicle and register that vehicle, there is all connected to one person, the owner of that vehicle, which means everything that happened to that vehicle, the owner of that vehicle is responsible for it, yeah? So which simply means if you violate any of those traffic laws, let's say, for example, you break speed, or you drive on the bus lane, there are already cameras there that are going to capture you. If you drive against the traffic light, there are already traffic cameras that are going to capture your, your plate number. All of this will be taken care of within 24 hours, and within 48 hours, you will receive a letter telling you about what you just did, including a picture of yourself or somebody driving your car around that route at the time that happened. Now, all of that is to make sure that, if you are caught, right, they have all the evidence against you. And you see, in this part of the world, that you break the traffic law is not automatically a jail term. Now, if you break the traffic law and you kill somebody, you will be charged for manslaughter, then be charged for breaking the traffic law. That's a different one, right? But for breaking the traffic law, you can't drive against traffic if you are not mad, yeah, definitely. So if you drive against traffic, automatically, if you break any of this, there are places where you have to lose 3 points, 6 points out of your own driver license. At a point, you probably, if you are living in a place like Lagos, you will end up not being able to drive again. Now, for those who have to drive for a living, for those who have to move about, in their vehicles, automatically, they will know that it's not about paying the fine. Do you get that now? It's not about paying the fine. Oh, 50,000, 100,000, I'll pay. No. Okay? It is about you knowing that what you are doing, if you continue, you are going to endanger lives. And if you continue, you're going to end up in jail. All of that to help everybody know, not to steal money. Okay? Now, let's say they now caught you and they are charging you, for example, in the UK, let's say they are charging you £300 for traffic violation. And you are like, £300, where I go take see the money? they will allow you to go and appeal it. Nobody will take your car. They won't seize your car. What if that is all you have? Nobody needs to take your car. They don't take your car from you. Do you understand? Right. Now, you can go on and say, I want to appeal it. Because the effort is not to make life harder or meaner to you. The government that you put in place, the laws that you set up, they are meant to work for you. That's why they are called man-made laws. And they change time to time. As time changes, then the law changes. But in Nigeria, you are electing criminals, rogues. And some of you love them when they do this, because some of you are not the victims. And that is why you can see it very well. A corrupt system can never bring about a working country or a working society. It doesn't work that way. You know what will happen? If you now go and appeal, no, you can go to court and say, sir, judge, it is true. I drove against traffic. I was rushing to go and get my, my sick son, blah, 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 all of that stuff, or anything you want to use to defend yourself. If the judge is convinced, they will say, whatever points they want to take out of your driver license, they should not take them off, okay? Because if they should take more points from your driver license, you are not going to be able to work again. And if you don't work, how are you going to feed your family? How are you going to pay your rent and your bills? That's a system, okay? A system that will eventually consider your offense and the punishment that is about it, not the one that is going to treat you like you are not human beings. But some of you love that because to you, that's how to make country work. A banana republic, concentration camp that your criminal leaders have created. You know what they did in Lagos? They said that people who drove against their traffic, this is the corruption, who drove against their traffic, they were told to go and pay a certain amount. Because they didn't pay, and the court has now given them the grant to auction all the cars off. So then drama ensued. Well, for you to understand what I was saying earlier, when it comes to a rotten system where all of the signs to help you, indeed, if they actually care about your safety for putting the laws in place, okay? You drive into a place, and you are like, the sat-nav says, turn left, or Google Map, whatever, turn left. You turn left. From nowhere, 4, 5 last man jumped out. Hey, stop there, stop there, stop there. Before you know it, this is one way, this is one way. Where is the sign? Where is the one-way sign? You need to ask people. You should have, it's a crazy place. But they love it. A mad place.
Please come and show me where's the one-way signage. Where is the one-way signage, sir? Where is the one-way signage? Don't show me the officer. Show me the one-way signage that's here. Show me the one-way signage that's here. Where is the one-way signage here? Lagos State. Lagos State, where's the one-way signage here? Where is the one-way signage here? Musari, where's the one-way signage here? You are supposed to make an inquiry. Post it and let me post you too. You are supposed to. You said there's somebody here? He is here. Did you stop me? Did you stop me? Madam, did you stop me? Are you supposed to hide? Well, you're inside the bus. Are you supposed to hide? Why did you stop me when I want to pass this place as one way? What's your name? Amosu. You are Amosu, right? That means you're not at your duty post. You are not at your duty post. You're just going from where? At what time? I'm a level 17 officer. At what time? I'm a Kubana Roy. I'm a Kubana Roy. That is not the issue. Only one way. Only one way. And also, I'm not here. And you're going to see me. That is my own point. That is my own point. That is my point. What do you mean? That is my point. Where I'm standing is my point. I'll post it. I'm going now. I will post it. I will post it. That is my point. It's all right. I'll post it.
It's a mad place, isn't it? A completely mad place. Then when your car is caught, there are buyers already. So they take their cars to a place, and I'm going to show you how they are auctioning. And all of you are jumping up and down. You think you are doing me. You're not doing me. Sorry, Jerry. The cab, they give me it for head. And that is why I had to take it off. Yeah? The voters, the normal voters, people with the votes their own killers. In an instance, check this out.
270, 280, 300. 300. Yes, on 300. 300. 310. 310.
370. Gone. Baba Moto Yiti law. Gone. I don't even know how much they charged him. What was his violation that he couldn't pay? The purpose is not to make them pay. Dip them more in poverty. They are mad people. Yeah, arrest them. Say, please, officer, please, we are fighting for our right. Please don't arrest us. Please. Say, no, arrest them. Poor people, they will come say, everybody go and bring 50,000. So come and bail yourself. Poor people, they say, please, collect 20,000. We don't get money, we beg for this one. They rip you off every now and then. But every now and then as well, when they need their crowd, you are always ready there for them. You don't know politics, Maiyegun. You cannot sit down abroad and be talking. Not be me then go, that they deal with. Laws are made by men. For the use of man. Okay? It is not that man is made for the law. No. That's why they told you need the ruthless Abacha style. You are going to get it. You're not doing me. Not doing anybody. Now not be the victims. But one day, monkey go market. He no go come back. Okay? Whatever they said that man's car was 1 point something million. Now so they auction them for 350. How many? Gone. There are others too. Check this one out.
Back to the house. See, as we see people dressing, we need to move on.
I appreciate you, please, I appreciate you. That woman, she's a widow. Her son was the driver of their own, commercial bus, a van. Okay. They took loan of 1.8 million. Okay, no. I think they got it on hire purchase. Somebody, the person who gave them the car, gave it to them for the van for 1.8 million. So as they are walking, they will be paying back until they pay off. One day, the guy passed one way. The guy passed one way and he got arrested. They took him into the mobile court. They asked him to pay a certain amount there. He couldn't afford it. They sent him to jail. 3 months in jail. Guy did jail. Imama, they look for him everywhere. When they released the guy from jail, their van is for auctioning. Guess how much they sold the van there? 400,000 naira. The woman just collapsed there. The son, if you look at that young man very well, you can tell, right? His mother, who could go all out to take an hire purchase van for her son, that just give you the picture of what many families are in Nigeria of today. There are parents who, after training their children, after sending them, spending a lot on their education, Nigeria happened. Many of them today are jobless. They have been jobless for years. This same parent, they are going after, apart from the fact that they are feeding them grown-up sons, grown-up daughters. Apart from this parent feeding them, they are still going all out to see what they could do. Some of them are selling what they have to send their sons abroad. Like, I'm just going to try and get a visa for you. You are my son. No, I've spent, this is the reality. Look at that widow. All that investment right before their eyes, gone. That is Nigeria. That is your law. That is how to stop traffic, whatever. But that's not true. Because if you are looking for those who are indeed the most criminal, the most lawless, they are the people arresting you for whatever thing they are arresting you for. You see, punishment for any crime should never be more than that transgression. That is what the law says. The police, they will drive against traffic. They will be doing, wow, police. Everybody will be moving. Nobody can hold them. But they don't burn you well. Can you? No, they don't burn you well. And you are in that same contraption. Police will drive with rickety vans. Vans that, all their trucks that looks like, the basket that are wind together and probably like, weakened and, falling apart. Broken brake lights, broken headlights, broken this or that, damaged, that. Nobody actually arrested. They are policemen. God damn it, man. But if it's you, they want to kill you so that they can use you as a warning to others. It is a complete mess. And that is what many of you are living in a place made possible by Nigeria. Slum is what you are living in. Slum. Somebody send me another one. I think I got another one. Here. Fraud. They already brought those who are going to come and buy them in cheap, you know, cheap. They are doing it in the presence. I mean, does it even make any sense, right? The owners of the cars, they were not allowed to pay. One moment. Right. Just one sec. The owners of the cars or the vehicles are not allowed to pay whatever fine it was. But you see, the day they wanted to auction and sell off their cars and vehicles, yeah, they now called them to come and bid for them. Imagine you that the same agency didn't allow to bargain maybe the fine of 50,000 set by the law, because you couldn't pay 50,000, right? Your car is going to go up for auction. So you need to go and find more money to come and buy it then. Now, this time around, you are there. Right before your eyes, they are saying 400,000. What are you going to do? That's why this man's video kind of break hearts. I'll play it again. That's what they've done to them. It doesn't mean that tomorrow, that same old man in his community right there in that same Lagos is not going to bring out bottle, even a cutlass, to come and break your head or cut off your head if you say that, no, I mean, they should not support Tinubu. So I don't have a pity for them. I'm just saying, all your choices, the consequences of them, you are also the victims of that, except if you are living in the world of where it hasn't happened to me. Maybe it's not happening at all. That man crying like a baby here, you will understand what is lost.
270, 280, 300. 300. Yes, on 300. 300. 310. 310.
Sorry. May God no allow them. May them kill you. Funke Akindele, Jennifer, and she is the deputy governorship candidate of PDP governor in Lagos, by the way. I know some of you know that are the Lagosians. Well, they were the first politicians to take the advantage of the aftermath of that auction, that shameless show-off, fraudulent display of a government agency. You know what I mean? So there are those who first catch on that, like, hey, we'll go do solidarity. Especially you, my brother, I hear your story. You went to jail. They took your van, 1.8 million van. Don't worry. We'll see what we can do. We sympathize with you. The type of Lagos we want to give to you, we are not going to sell your car, okay? So we'd rather just sell you off. I'm joking anyway. We'd rather sell you off and your car, so you won't come back to ask for the car later anyway. But we sympathize with you. How are you?
I'm so sorry, please. It's okay.
Say,
But I one lawyer come meet me say since I don't answer guilty, I should answer the guilty. Then they give me the sentence, the month I it's okay, I'm guilty. Then now write 3 months prison. So I will go and serve 3 months prison. When they call me that my 3 years daughter was sick, say she was sick seriously. I say it's not good. 2 weeks later, they said my daughter don't die. When I reached there, they said the daughter have forfeited. Say it's no longer my property again. It's now a government property. I say why? After I have served for 3 months, I lost my daughter. I was crying there. They pushed me out from the gate.
That the purpose upon which a government is in power is to see to our welfare. That is not to say that if we've done anything or go on the wrong side of the law, we won't be penalized for it. But what we are standing against is that we don't want a penalty that would take people means of livelihood away from them. If they've taken that away from you, how do they expect you to survive? How do they expect you to feed your family? If you're serving your jail time and your car probably was released to somebody to work for you, I'm sure your daughter will still be alive. I apologize. I'm so sorry for that. But we have come here, myself and my running mate, Funke, have come to see how we can assist you in providing succor to your plight.
I know. Empathy, sympathy are not common words in Nigeria's or Nigerians' lexicon. Well, it's good. Some of you should practice it sometimes. Show empathy, show sympathy, but do it all the time. Okay? I mean, I wouldn't say that they don't do that all the time, but again, I hope they give him the help he needs. But empathy, sympathy, support, something like that, that's all we need. Even if you can't give people anything, show some sign of support, show some empathy. The hatred that you have for yourselves, they are built by the criminals that you called leaders. And they are the reflection of many, many of you. If not, in Igbo land. Igbo, Kwenu, Kwezenu, Yolando. The Senate gather for an Igbo man, Obi, Abakaliki. And from nowhere, I think kill. For Igbo land, this is not Lagos. What did they happen? Somebody send me this.
Devuma is a murderer. Devuma of Borno State is a murderer. See them shooting at innocent Nigerians. See them innocent Nigerians that came out to work for Peter Obi. Innocent Nigerians that came out to work for our country. See them shooting at us. Tear gas. In Ebonyi State. See them. They are shooting again. They are shooting again.
Run, because a person way down, it might not.
This match must hold. It must hold. How many they want kill? How many they want kill?
Stop throwing stones.
Stop throwing stones. Stop throwing stones. Let's not do anything. Don't do anything to them.
They have guns, you don't have anything, no.
They have gun, we don't have anything. Don't throw them stones. Don't throw them stones. Don't throw them stones. Let them do their worst.
So be careful so they don't shoot.
That was Abakaliki. I just sit there, everybody, prepare. If they go for rally, or they go for 1 million, I've been at 2 million, match anywhere. There are some advised kits that are now being kind of advised for your own safety. No, just don't pack too much. Get yourself some fast, soft sneakers that are not too bulky. The ones that are smart, If you like, you can get yourself some smart panties. The ones that no fit tear if you jump gutter, because you must be kind of mobile. And at the same time, don't sleep on it. Because let me tell you something. It is always fun like this. It is not going to be for long. And as it is, every time when I turn here, they say obedient, press their neck. Okay. They say obedient, apply waiting, apply pressure. Okay. All these things you are doing, there are expected reactions. And today, what happened in Ebonyi, it was shocking. Oh. Even Devulu Mayi, denied it. Said, no, I don't know anything about Amo. I see some of these guys can no longer take it. Can't take it. Can't take this anymore. Iwama Dirao. What I'm trying to tell you is this. Everybody get choice. Now, don't they make your choice? But Iwama Dirao, you could buy any.
Pastor, oko pastor. Our mojo sticker ló ń show wa. Àṣé kò rí pé orí wa ti burú. Ìwọ má dira o, ìpápá ẹ̀dá lórin. Jẹ́ ká wà ní Bible tó ń jẹ. Kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jókòó tẹ̀ rà. Gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù. Àwòyí àárín. Mo mọ̀ ní pé wà nínú Bible pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù. Kí ni Jésù lò? Àfẹ́ rí ló lò. Ìwọ má dira ayé bàjẹ́.
I just thought I should say that on the side because that was unacceptable. For some reason, they said that some policemen did it. So, and we are happy that nobody was really armed or in any way injured. So, I just wanted to have that at the back of your mind. Other things that are causing ripples or rumbles or whatever on social media is that Kolu received the endorsements of the actors and producers, movie actors and producers of Nigeria, so that it will be the Presidiot. Well, that didn't go down well much, but Kolu had this to say to assure everybody his own plan. Listen to him. Meanwhile, there's something I want you to notice for those who probably haven't been following, okay? Kolu, whenever Kolu is talking, and you see that when he says something, they clap. Then he breaks, then he says something again, they clap. All that is a new style that they put together to make sure that, you see that period where he will be saying something, that 33% unemployed. The moment that is always like off. Recruit 50 million youth. What are they going to eat? Cassava, corn, àgbàdo, àwìn is grown here. You create demand and supply. To avoid that kind of, or that one that is like talking off record, to avoid that, they have created a way. And I want you to start paying attention, okay? If you say one thing, they will clap. If no matter what he's saying, he may be saying jargons, nonsense, it doesn't matter, okay? But pay attention to that. I'm coming back. I'll tell you more. Pay attention. So Tinubu said, these are my policies, and thank you for adopting me, your next Presidiot.
I'm grateful for your endorsement. And I promise you, I'm not going to let you down. I am focused, determined, and I know the road to success.
Jagaban, thank you. I want to see about you, man. Jagaban, the man that, 1 second, I want to show you something. just before we continued, okay? There's something somebody sent to me earlier. Now, it's going to help me in what I'm about to say, okay? Where is that? I think I got it. So it's a way now, just in case if you don't know, I believe that somehow you should start paying attention. That's why Tinubu is not going to do any live interview or debate or anything. You know why? It's going to be a serious problem because they need those people, those who are going to hold them, those who are going to all those stuff, Something like, where is that? Okay, I think that I found it. You know, something like this. You can't leave him alone. Okay? You can't. If you mistakenly leave him alone, you're likely going to get this. For example, when he left Abuja to Gombe today, this is him. All right? This is what you will get in a normal way. So that's why they would just have to make sure that he's only attending Jumat, he's attending wedding, he's attending birthday, or he's attending some, gathering that, you know what I mean? This is one of the reasons anyway. However, where is that? Let me take that off. Yeah. So they said people haven't, those who endorsed him, telling them about his plan and, you know what I mean? Like, I would take you to success. I know the road to success. Chakabam. I am not in any way, like you are cracking up right now, like, ha. It's just the same way I see every one of them, okay? No matter how fancy their packages or whatever it is, no matter how emotionally you are attached, as many of you are, to me, they are the same. And you all get what you are investing. You'll get that. Just be careful so that by the time any of them comes back, not as expected, just remember that Maiyegun once warned you to at least be careful before you decide to probably make enmity with any people because of these guys. For your own sake, But now back to the start, where we had a Shettima. As it be, for some people who are from the northern part of Nigeria today, somehow is a sweet sour thing for them, as long as in both ways. I'll tell you something, a quick one. Check your screen. It's this quote here. So when you see those who are like with Tinubu and gang, this is what they are like. They are like those you can call the fascist. The fascist is one whose lust for money or power is combined with such an intensity of intolerance towards those of other races, parties, classes, religions, culture, regions, or nations as to make him ruthless in his use of deceit and violence to attain his ends. When I read this to somebody today, and that person said, Maiyegun is like you are describing APC, Egbekegbe, and you are describing Tinubu and Atifku in one picture. I said, well, I don't know. Well, I think I'm actually describing everyone that is somehow associated with this one Nigeria. We have the extremists and those ones who are there right now believing that they are doing it better, right? However, if you look at those who are pushing Tinubu, a sick man, okay? And those who are pushing Atifku, a partially sick man as well, right? Old man, and a corrupt person like Tinubu himself, right? Now, if you look at them, you realize that because of these people, right, they have grown to become sociopathic in nature. They don't have empathy or sympathy, so to say. They are more fixated on what they believe is their only way out of wherever they are right now. That's what they see these guys as, right? Their only way out. And because of that, whoever is not in bed with that, especially this one Nigerianist, okay? Many of you are like that now. One Nigerianist, okay? If you don't align with this, Oh, well, every one of you, right? If you don't align with this, then you are more divided along this line, which represent what is today's Nigeria. Put it that way. You get that now? Your desperation, your lust for money or power, or combined with such an intensity of intolerance towards those who, towards those of other races. Look at them. They are playing tribal card, tribal politics, and the rest of that today. Why? Other parties, other classes, other religions, cultures, regions, and even nations. Now, these are people who rose against nation. Yoruba nation, for example. Biafra Republic, for example. If you look at those who have risen against all of this in Nigeria today, they did so simply because of what they believe they're going to get from standing with Nigeria. Some of them didn't live to actually get anything. Some of them did get something, but they died miserably as well, whatever it is. So you are fascists, mostly. Most Nigerians are fascists. Fascism is this lust for money and power, control. And every one of you in that contraption called Nigeria, if you have to confess, if I take every one of you into the confession boxes now, I put every one of you in there, okay? You will know that you are all waiting for your turn, your own turn, to show what you are made of, if chance is given, isn't it? And you will do anything and everything to make that happen. So save yourself all that rage, save yourself all that scheming, save yourself all that hypocrisy as well. All right? Let's save ourselves all of that, okay? And tell ourselves the truth. If it is about sharing, the one Nigeria, sharing the destiny of millions, sharing the livelihood of millions, something that could make life livable for millions, sharing them and waiting for your turn, that is what one Nigeria is. And you cannot continue to lie with this, I'm patriotic. We are fighting for our life. We are trying to fix our country. Is that not what they told you to be saying? The same thing they told your parents. Go and ask them. When they were younger like you, go and ask your parents. Ask them, call them, Mama, Mommy, is it true when you are younger? Did you ever hear the word, we need to build our nation, we need to build together, we need to fix Nigeria? You are not the first person that will say that, so don't make yourself look like you are doing something important. I am obedient, we are trying to save Nigeria. My friend, we are trying to fight for our life. My friend, shut up, Jerry. Do you think you are doing anything Barbara? If there is none that actually juggle our mind very well, very much. If we don't remember the far away, far back, 7 years ago, it's not still very much fresh. The words that were throwing about patriotic Nigeria must be saved. This country is the only country. This Nigeria we must fight for to save our future. All those Olori Brukus, they did it in 2019. 8 years after, some of them have found themselves as obedient today. Do you know that? Imagine the worries who backed APC Egbekegbe in 2015, brought in Boko Haram, the Marshal Fanis, the Olori Buruku Jojos, who did the same thing again in 2019. Abi? Many of them did because they thought at this time, by 2023, it's going to be their turn. Whatever it is that turned out today. Now, they are now hiding behind obedience and they're like, we are trying to save our country. We are trying to save this country. My friend, you are now 2015, 28 years ago, there are some worries like you were shouting everywhere. 8 years after, we'll not just think, say, because you just metamorphosed into some other things, yeah? I hate APC. I supported them in 2015. So this time around, I'm supporting Peter Obi. You know, get sense. Somebody like, you know, get any sense. So then turn around and say, you are trying to fight for Nigeria. What happened to the Nigeria you fought for in 2015? What about the one you tried to save again in 2019? and you are now running mad everywhere. Everybody mixed together, including those who were like PDP before, who waited for 7 years for the time that PDP could probably do it right and blah, blah. And PDP disappointed them. They are now obedient too. Everybody shock, they come say they won't save Nigeria. You are lying to yourselves. Go and ask your parents. When they were younger like you, they told them that they have to fix Nigeria. So what happened to the Nigeria your parents fixed? Abi you no get parents. One idiot came and said that, hey, you are always attacking, abusing Tinubu. Where's your father? I said, my papa no contest governor. My papa no hold the public office. My papa no collect any public money. My papa no promise your papa anything. That they will make your life of your papa better. So that somebody like you will not come back and be chasing agbado, cassava, and gariewa. Be doing bambi ala here and there. So my papa is not in any way in that picture. So if you have anything for my papa, my papa is one of those who also probably believed that they were fixing Nigeria. Well, if he was to be alive, if my papa was alive today, I would have asked him, when you are younger like me, imagine if my dad was alive and my dad is talking about Tinubu, or my dad is talking about fixing Nigeria. What do you think I will ask him? I will say, come here, old man. True question, honest question, and I want honest answer. When you were my age, when you are around in your 30s, did you envisage the Nigeria that you are living in today? You probably will say no. I said, but did they not ask you to fix Nigeria then? You probably will say, yes, they told us to fix Nigeria, but we just couldn't because nobody could. You can't. Your papa, your mama, no fix them. So who are you? So enjoy your emotional ride, enjoy your everything and all of that, but it will come to a certain halt, a screeching halt, at a point where you will be able to tell yourselves that truth, okay? You stop living that lies. You stop believing that you have that idea. You have that person coming. You have this and that. Not in this Nigeria. You should get that. You with me? Not in this one. So that is why it is always better that you understand where and then why, or where you're coming from, where you are, and then why it is never going to be anything different. Okay. And if you do yours, okay, in another 10 years, some of your children, they will start doing their own. We need to fight and fix this country. Our future is important. So many of you, when you were kids, like me, imagine when I have been hearing ASU strike, NEPA strike, teacher strike, this one strike, doctor strike, that one strike, and all of that. And then this one protest, that one protest. We will never continue like this. We must fight for our future. I was a boy. I grew up to be to an adult today. And look at me. Look at me. Speaking out against the vices that have sort of refused to stop to change, because they will never change. It is Nigeria. So stop lying to yourself with all this crazy stuff that some of you are actually living with. If you want to live long, maintain that your expectation, maintain that your energy, because you are channeling them into the wrong direction. And until you enter that shop there and you see, you come back and be like, this guy talk more. Yes, I talk. I've always been saying it. Do you get that now? Nobody can fix it, as they are telling you to. You can't fix it with election through a system that is already rigged. The end result is known. If you try to change that, it is going to end up in what many of you are trying to run away from. We are going to fight in a revolution, Lamajad. If they rig us out, yes. You are expecting that you can overrun them so that they won't rig you out. Or you know that when they rig you out, you are going to either fight them, we are going to, whatever it is, Abi. It is the system. The one that is going to take many lives. That you are going to, you're going to try to say you want to stop, you want to change, I want to challenge that. Do you get that now? So you are always going to come back to this one I have been saying. I know they speak in parable. I just don't want you to come here on Maiyegun's Diary Political and think, this guy, I don't get him. Eh? The other day, I heard him talking so much about APC and all of that, and I actually love what he was saying. I thought he was a reasonable guy. Reasonable guy. Because I talk about APC where you like, I mean, you want people who can talk about APC, which is good. They are responsible for what is going on in Nigeria today. Yes, they should be patched. Everything stopped on them, right? Then I can't talk about PDP, people destroying people. You can't catch feelings. I remember when I say, good luck, Egbere Jolantan. Maiyegun, you need to show some respect, okay? You need to show some respect, eh? I mean, Jonathan was a very good person. So you shouldn't just change his name like that. I'm talking about Nigeria politicians. You are trying to correct me on whatever I call them. Show Yawiri. Show Shileya. That's what I actually feel like sometimes when I see many of your comments too. I'm like, Shile yo Yawiri, show Shileya. You are happy that I'm calling Tifnumbu, Kolu, Ashiwaju awon ole, Ashiwaju awon gbewiri, Ashiwaju awon agbero. You are laughing. That was okay. He's a very corrupt man. You the mentor. You know, you the mentor. So I can't turn around and say, okay, Atifku, you the catch feeling. Show Yawiri. Eh? It's just a question of, Yawiri gone, who knows? But the point I'm making is that I am not here to confuse you, except if you are here to confuse yourself. I am not a friend of that system. Okay? I oppose everything that the system represents, and I have preached against that same system for more than 10 years now. And I've made the position known that we can continue to deceive ourselves, continue to push it like, you get the solution. That one get time. That one did this and that, all those madness that you tell yourselves, okay? We can continue all of that. But the truth remains that the day we all come to our senses and say, well, come, wait. When exactly did we agree to actually be one country for real? A generation that's going to ask that and they're going to put action to it, they are almost here. Just take that from me, okay? You can't lie for too long. Nah, it won't last for too long, So that generation will come and ask and say, why? Now, at that point, that thing you are trying to run away from will then be something you will embrace with your two hands, with your everything, and say, well, I think it makes sense now. Let everybody be on their own. Let everybody be in their manage their own affair. I'm talking about structurally. Let everybody go their separate ways. This Maiyegun is Confucianist. Today he's talking about PDP. Tomorrow he's talking about Obi. Tomorrow he's talking about Europe. We don't share. We call this platform Maiyegun's Diary Political. Before many of you, before then come out feeding bottle for your mouth, some of you low life crumbs here, right? APC, PDP, and the rest of you Nigerians, right? Before then come out dummy for your mouth, I have been taking your criminal politicians to the trash cans on this platform for years. Do you understand that now? So if you now get here now, you say you are confused. I'm not the one who is confusing you. It is that contraption that has completely confused your existence. And I won't blame you. I won't. Because how can you blame a confused man? They say it's like blaming a stupid person who is proud to be so stupid. And being stupid, people who are stupid, right? Most of the times they don't know. It is like when somebody dies. When somebody dies, right? They don't know that they are dead. It's only the people around them that always feel the pain of, what the glory Kamilu, they don't cut off Kamilu head, yo. We know if you pay 5 million, no, they don't cut them, Boko Haram is swap, and the rest of that, right? You don't die, they don't cut out, they don't push out, you do everything, you are gone. You know they feel anything. That's exactly what it is like for stupid people. They know. Now the people around them, they say, say Maiyegun, we are very sorry, okay? No mind that guy. Whatever that guy said, we are sorry on his behalf. He is the most stupid person from our village. The whole village, they know him, is the worst. And we are ashamed on his behalf. He don't know, Maiyegun, he don't know saying stupid, but now we, yeah. Do you get that now? So you're doing nobody, mostly yourselves, if you think there is anyone here confusing you. You have all your choices to make. It is like, you know, I've used this narrative sometimes back, and it was this crab narrative, okay? That narrative was that if you put the survival of the crabs, so if you put thousands of crabs in a bucket, okay, you are going to see those who are stronger, those who are weaker, those who are bigger, those who are smaller. Now, in that basket, in that bucket full of crabs, right, you will see some who are going to struggle and struggle. Despite, you know, some will be at the wrong bottom, right? That others are going to have to climb on, okay? You see those ones who are at the top, they enjoy the space of sort of a freedom of they are sitting on the rest of others. There are those, you see those who are layer next to those ones, they also feel better because the weight is not much. But you see those ones at the bottom, and them they die, they know they can't. But there are those who will struggle from that bottom, turn, until everybody croak, and then will come to the top. You see the smartest one, they are those ones who use the height of the pile in that bucket to jump out. Okay? Now those ones, they think outside the box. Here you get, they will jump out. You'll be like, oh, these ones, they take jump out. Others don't go if you jump out again. They are buried in that contraption. And that's what you have in Nigeria. Okay? You are all, you know, Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa, everybody from everywhere. They drop every one of you in that bucket. Okay? A contraption that even those who believe that they are the owners of Nigeria, they are living in that same contraption as well. Light, no day. Security, no day. Healthcare, no day. They are living in that contraption too. Do you get that now? But there are those who have climbed out of the rumbles of that basket or that bucket, and they have jumped out. Somehow they feel freer, but they feed on you. So look at that illustration and analogy, wherever you fit in there. Just know that you are responsible for your own choices. Nobody is responsible for your choices for you. You are responsible for your choices. Then the consequences of those choices are yours. And as a one Nigerian, or one Nigerianist, you don't like to take responsibility. None of you probably really love to take responsibility as one Nigerianist. You know why? Your leaders don't take responsibilities too. That is why. That is why. An economically, you know, ruined country like Nigeria, where the unemployment is at its highest, the worst, by the way. The same criminal government is bragging that after they have borrowed money severally to buy weapons to fight the terrorists in Nigeria, they have also ended up spending that same billions on rehabilitating the terrorists that none of you actually have the data of. You don't have their data. If they ask them that, can you give us the names of all the 79,000 repentant terrorists? Can you believe that? 79,000 repentant terrorists in Borno State. Scary. Now that means that's that part of Northeast. And if you then go around Nigeria, Southwest, Southeast, South, everywhere where they, yeah, you can imagine the number of guns, weapons, and others, ammunitions that have now found their ways into Nigeria. They told us, they said they could start civil war. The level of weapons that are now in everywhere in Nigeria, right? And then they came out, they said they bragging, they said the 79,000 have repented. 79,000 terrorists or more. Local government, see, Odogbolu local government population in 2011 was 49,000 something. Oh, hang on, I'm mixing it up. Population of Odogbolu local government was put at over 490 something, thousand or thereabout. But that's actually not the main point. if 79,000 terrorists come from one region, Omo, that could be a whole local government in some places. So imagine having, just think about how many others are out there. How many? If 79,000. Well, here is the truth. There is no 79,000 terrorists that surrendered. It is a scam. It has always been one. And it's a scam that is being funded with the blood of the innocents, including soldiers and all that. They said somebody they gave a name to, aka soldier police butcher or soldier butcher, an ISWAP terrorist. They told us that he's repented, right? Now, in the list of those they said have repented, repentant, rehabilitated, the ones that are going through rehabilitation is a different scam on its own, an industrial scam. All those fictitious names, numbers, Nigeria is funding them. But Buhari cannot even tell you how much they are spending to feed and fund the terrorists who are still killing Nigerians across Nigeria today. Look at that. A very, very big, it's like, you know, they call them, there's something called Nigeria Military Industrial Complex. Have you heard of that before? Nigeria Military Industrial Complex. It is the deep state of the Nigerian military. When you say deep state, we are talking about the deep corruption, corrupt people, and it's like a cult. So you see this Boko Haram of a thing, it was like they just brought what we love to eat, to us. So what I'm saying here to you is this. If they promise you they are going to make Nigeria this or that, I want you to I want you to keep paying attention to all that are happening. And then put everything you have found happening, put them by side to the promises they are making you and see if any of them is in any reality. So you can lie to yourself from now till then, but just don't forget this. Like I said, if you have to go with them, just make sure that you are not being led by just your emotion. Dirao or else. You could buy any else.
Pastor, Pastor, our mojo still alone shower. I check on the only what you ìwọ má dídá o ìpápá ẹ̀dá lórin jẹ́ kí wọ́n báìbù tó ń jẹ kò jẹ́ gbèsè àgbẹ̀tọ̀ àbí kò gbẹ́rì tí kò gbé tí a fẹ́ jòkó tẹ̀ rà gbẹ́rì tí bá yọ píù àwòyí àárín mo mọ̀ yín pé wà nínú báìbù pé ìgbà tó fẹ́ mú Jésù kọjá ní àárín òun ògèrí Jésù kí ni Jésù lò àfẹ́ rí lólò ìwọ má dídá ayé bàjẹ́.
Bye anyhow. Anyway, I have delivered the part I probably could remember tonight. I want to say thank you for spending your night again with me, your evening with me again. I was going to take calls, but I'm going to put that on hold until the next time. Tomorrow is Sunday, which means that we'll likely have our Sunday sermon. So you can join me around then, and then we'll have our program the other time as well. So thank you for your time, and I will see you some other time. Good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun #1.
ṣeré àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Ó sì tún ṣeré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Maiyegun Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presidiot bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn